On the less obscure side of the Mountain Dew spectrum, we have the previously alluded to 2010 follow-up to 2008's Democracy, referred to as Democracy 2. In terms of scale, this might be the largest promotion Mountain Dew has ever conducted. It all started in 2009, when Mountain Dew launched a taste tour in 12 states, where vans labeled Dew Labs served as experimental voting booths containing test samples of new Dew. The name Dew Labs is in reference to the newly created private group of Mountain Dew's most passionate fans, who were invited to become members over email. At its peak, Dew Labs was said to contain over 4,000 members, of whom were incorporated into this and several future promotions. That was until 2014 when the group was quietly disbanded. Available to test at the vans were 7 total flavors, of which were consumable via test tubes meant to tie in with the laboratory aesthetic. Each flavor was yet to be named, instead they were referred to by 3-digit test numbers. The obvious motive behind this taste tour was to get fan feedback on flavors that they were considering giving a wide release. Around the same time, those 7 mystery flavors were also available to test through a very limited tasting kit giveaway, where by submitting a video to the now defunct site 12seconds.tv, you could be sent one of only 50 Dew boxes, as they were called, which included 7 cans, a record, some artwork, and a camera. This was because you were meant to film yourself sampling and picking your favorite flavors, then post the video online to build hype for others. The 7 flavor options will be broken down in detail later. For now, all you need to know is they were whittled down to 3 finalists, those being numbers 231, 493, and 509. Like the first Democracy, fans were asked to participate in all aspects of the drink's creation. The names, flavor descriptions, label designs, liquid color, all would be up to the fans to decide. The ideal was for the final products to release in stores, be voted on by the public, for one to then win and become a permanent flavor, again just like in 2008. This ideal was often paired with the slogan, harnessing the collective intelligence of Dew fans. More plain silver cans were sent to Dew Labs members to begin the multi-stage customization process. Once the members were split into what they called flavor nations, they were asked to express their flavors, meaning they needed to put into words what they were tasting. This idea was paired with 3 videos showcasing the creation of each formula. Eventually, the 3 would be described as Lime Blasted, Punch of Tropical, and Smooth Citrus, whatever that means. Next was to pick the color. This was done by Dew Labs members whittling down 18 options to 9, 3 for each color. Those shades were shot in paintball form at employees via a livestream event where 1 vote equaled 1 shot. This too relates closely to a marketing gimmick done for the first Democracy. What's notable about this Shoot Your Shade event was the inclusion of the paint color White Flash, the previously seen name connected with Ultraviolet. Next for the actual flavor names. Again, 3 each were decided by Dew Labs members, which then had to be voted on. This was done via a Twitter race where all 9 accounts competed to see who could gain the most followers. The winners ended up being Distortion, Typhoon, and Whiteout. Following that was the design portion, where, quote, designers, art schools, artists, and Dew fans were encouraged to submit artwork that they thought matched all the previously discussed elements. Many of these unused designs can be seen via this media event, where every stage of the process was broken down in presentation-style booths. Again, through a voting process, 3 winners were chosen, each of which received prizes along with $10,000. The call then went out to fans and ad agencies to create commercials not for the incoming flavors, instead just for original in order to show their skill. Entries were submitted again through 12seconds.tv, then voted on, resulting in 3 winners, and bam, the flavors were finalized and ready to deploy. Once Distortion, Typhoon, and Whiteout hit shelves in April, the election campaigns commenced. Worth noting with the winning designs, only Typhoon's was accurate to the original. Whiteout's was now fittingly white, and Distortion was now unrecognizable, calling into question if Old Ben was deserving of the 10 bans. The extent at which Mountain Dew went to push this promotion is honestly crazy. There are so many fan photos and events, pieces of merchandise, propaganda posters, official and non-official commercials. Really, anywhere you looked, 1 or all 3 flavors were being advertised. The massive reach of this campaign is why you likely still remember at least one of these flavors today. Fans were instructed to vote either by visiting the website or by phone, using the same test numbers seen at the beginning of the promotion. When it was all said and done, Whiteout emerged as the victor with 44% of the votes, with Typhoon at 40 and Distortion at only 16. Ouch! Despite the long 7-stage, 12-month build-up to the election, the trio's time on shelves was only 12 weeks long. The concept execution and customer integration of this democracy was without a doubt more successful at bringing together fans than the previous, with its very bizarre MMO-based Blade Runner-esque storyline. With Whiteout's victory came the discontinuation of the others, but that wasn't the last time they were seen. For the least loved of the three, Distortion, it only ever officially re-released once, as a freeze at Taco Bell in 2013. This version, labeled as Sour Lime, would also feature next to a freeze for Typhoon that same year, both of which were said to only have lasted a year. The largely agreed upon reason behind Distortion's failure is the fact that it wasn't that different from OG. Hell, even the original competition commercial made for Distortion was based on one made for OG with little alterations made. Typhoon, on the other hand, got its fair share of re-releases. Before the freeze, Typhoon was available only in 2 liters, only at Walmart in 2011, as part of the previously mentioned backed by popular Demand promotion. It was joined by, of course, Pitch Black and also Supernova, both of which weren't exclusive to any size or location. During their limited time on shelves, all sorts of promos were run, events were held, and merchandise was produced. Few people know that Typhoon was also spotted at 7-Eleven in Slurpee form that same year, but only one image exists for proof. Typhoon was also seen in 2022 via a Do Store Do Nation HQ exclusive release in 12 packs of 16-ounce cans. This modern-looking version of Typhoon looked to have been planned to release alongside Supernova again, evidence being those cancelled renders, but it's not known for sure. That same year, Typhoon was also supposedly planned to have a Zero Sugar counterpart, evidence being this blurry screenshot showing it facing against Pitch Black in another Decision, but again, take that with a grain of salt. Whiteout's life beyond the democracy is also quite notable. Once back on shelves Labor Day of 2010, Whiteout received a long list of variants, including a 2011 Slurpee defined as Yuzu Lemongrass, an extremely obscure 2012 Japanese bottle-only release defined as Cool Citrus, an extremely unique-looking 2014 New Zealand release defined as a blast of lemon flavor, and finally a 2022 Canadian can-only release featuring a new but previously used mascot alongside the classic smooth citrus flavor text. Canada is also notable for including Whiteout in their own democracy in 2013. Similar to past examples, Canada figured they could replicate the success of the democracy formula by running one themselves, with Whiteout being put against Voltage, Supernova, and Code Red, all of which used the full Mountain Text logos. To give you a rapid-fire rundown of the event, sample kits were sent out, a summer election was started, prizes were offered, Slurpees were created, cool packaging was produced, and votes were cast, resulting in the winner being Voltage. The 3 losers were then discontinued, only to then return the following year for what they called Back by Popular Demand. That also involved test kits and more voting, strangely, resulting in Code Red being the one picked to stay, meaning Whiteout was again thrown back in the flavor vault. Of the 2 winners, Voltage would be the only long-laster, with Code Red receiving the axe in 2019, with its availability thereafter being incredibly scattered. That was also the case for Whiteout in the States, as 2019 marked the end of its 9-year run. After countless size variations, freeze options, and promo participations, it was only a matter of time until Whiteout met the same fate as its original partners. If Whiteout only had one more chance, say maybe in a limited time America-themed 18-pack in 2026, could it maybe prove itself worthy of the highly desired permanent position?